Shalom. I want to begin the lesson off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Harukakodash. Double blessing and honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who taught us this truth through the Spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai. Back with another lesson through the Spirit. Just going to be talking about this article that came across my feed earlier today. So yeah, man, I'm gonna talk about that. Pull out some precepts through the Spirit, man. And Lord willing to be edifying to those out there listening and watching. So without further ado, let's get into it, man. So it reads: EU urges citizens to stockpile 72 hours in supplies amid rising war and crisis threats. And I also seen a video that said that one of them NATO countries, man, one of the EU countries, said that if America tries to take Greenland, which they're trying to annex Greenland, that they would send troops over there, basically to defend Greenland, man. I believe it was France. So if they were to do that, they would be getting into conflict with France as well, man. And Donald Trump is saying that they need Greenland. So, well, I'm not sure if it was Donald Trump specifically who said that, but I know the higher ups at the White House and whatnot were saying that. So that's something to think about, as well as just everything else going on. There was something else in the news that happened that I can't remember, that I wanted to say something about, but I can't remember off the top of my head. But nonetheless, I'm not gonna keep rambling. I'm gonna just go ahead and get into this. Stay on point. So it reads: the European Commission on Wednesday issued new guidance urging citizens across the European Union to prepare for emergencies by stockpiling at least 72 hours worth of food, water, and essential supplies. And while I was trying to find this article, I seen another article that was saying that Costco was selling World War III prep survival kits, basically like with food and stuff like that in it. And that's not the first time I've seen stuff like that surface on the market, man. It's just common though, because these people know that we're in the latter days and something big is about to happen. So the recommendation comes amid escalating geopolitical risks, including the ongoing war in Ukraine, increasing sabotage threats, and concerns about cyber attacks and infrastructure vulnerability. They said that the U.S. infrastructure, like the power grid and stuff, is very vulnerable, man. They said it would be really easy to take it down. Let me see. The EU's 18-page European Preparedness Union strategy outlines a sweeping initiative aimed at fostering what the Commission called a culture of preparedness and resilience. The document warns of a new reality marred with risk and uncertainty. Let me see. Citing the destabilizing effects of Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine, rising global tensions, and emerging threats to critical systems. And this isn't the first time that they've ordered those EU nations to stockpile food and whatnot over there. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 6 and verse 22. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. Okay, so that's the time we're coming upon, man. As a reason, 1 Timothy 4:1. Perilous times, man. Hard to do. Times that are going to be hard to do, man. It's going to be hard to come by. It's going to be hard to meet ends and whatnot. People are going to be wondering what they're going to eat, how they're going to, you know what I'm saying, where they're going to sleep, lay their head, things of that nature, man. And a lot of these single mothers are going to be victims of that as well, man, because they don't have protection in their household, right? And they're going to be without, man. They're going to get lost because either they made that decision or the Lord just had it out for them like that, right? For it to play out for them like that. So we already had scares and whatnot with trade and stuff earlier in the year, as well as food shelves becoming empty and whatnot with the eggs and all that stuff along with that. So, hey man, as a reason, let me get this. Let me get 7 years. 7 years of prosperity. It's in the book of Genesis, man. All right, this is Genesis 41:26. The 7 good kind are 7 years, and the 7 good ears are 7 years. The dream is one, and the 7 thin and ill-favored kind that came up after them are 7 years, and the 7 empty ears blasted with the east wind shall be 7 years of famine. This is the thing which I have spoken unto Pharaoh, what the Most High Power is about to do. He sheweth unto Pharaoh, behold, there come 7 years of great plenty throughout all the land of Egypt, and there shall arise after the 7 years of famine, and all the plenty shall be forgotten in the land of Egypt, and the famine shall consume the land, and the plenty shall not be known in the land by reason of that famine following, for it shall be very grievous. Okay. And I could continue reading on, but you all, I'm going to go ahead and summarize it. And you all could go and read this for your own edification. But basically, Joseph interpreted a dream for Pharaoh while he was in Egypt. And he said they would have 7 years of prosperity, right? 7 good years, followed by 7 years of famine. Because if you all aren't aware, there was a famine in the land. It speaks on the famine being in Canaan or whatnot. Jacob sending his sons to Egypt to get food, stuff like that. Basically, a famine surrounding Egypt, and Egypt's idea was to stockpile food for 7 years during that 7 years of prosperity that they had, so that they could outlast the famine. But the Lord told Pharaoh that the famine would, like I just said, man, very grievous. It would be very harsh and hard. So it didn't matter how much food they stockpiled, it was not going to be enough, man. So Joseph ended up putting all the food in the city and whatnot. And when the famine came, they ran through that food and they all ended up dying. Okay. And like the Lord said, man, 7 years of famine, that famine really hit them. They thought that they could stockpile or prepare themselves for it or whatnot, and it did not work. It did not work in their favor. So me see. I just read that first paragraph. New. Also, this. I was about to say this can't be the whole article. New realities require a new level of preparedness in Europe, said Ursula von der Leyen, president of the European Commission, in a statement accompanying the release. Our citizens, our member states, and our businesses need the right tools to act both to prevent crisis and to react swiftly when a disaster hits, right? And they ultimately you cannot stop prophecy, man. Okay. It's impossible, right? If the Lord sending plagues upon you or wants something to happen to you, it's going to happen. It doesn't matter how much you think you can outsmart them or think you're going to get away with it. It just doesn't work like that. Okay? That's the reason, man. Daniel 4:17, the Most High rules in the kingdom of men, right? The guidance includes recommendations for governments to strengthen early warning systems, ensure continuity of healthcare and water supplies, and promote a psychological resilience among civilians. Among its most direct public-facing measures, the Commission recommends that all households maintain supplies sufficient to support 3 days of self-sufficiency, citing that the initial period is the most critical during disruptions, right? And ultimately, the reason I brought that out too is because eventually those types of things, they're happening overseas now, but those types of things are going to spread to America, man. I said 1 Timothy 4:1, so like it. Let me see. It might be 2 Timothy 4. 1 Timothy 3:1. No. Perilous times. Let me just look it up instead of trying to memorize it. 2 Timothy 3:1. Know also that in the last days perilous times shall come, for men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, without natural affections, truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good, traitors, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasures, more than lovers of the Most High power, having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof. From such turn away. In these hard-to-do times, man, we're in them, but they're about to get. They seem hard now, but we really haven't gone through shit yet, man. We haven't even seen the half of it. We haven't experienced the half of it, man. It's only going to get harder from here, right? But at the same time, though, those who are in the truth and those who are of the hopeful elect, it's not going to be nearly as bad as it will be for those who are in the dark, who don't have favor from Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, and the heathen nations as well, right? Really, the 2/3, they're gonna get hit hard when it comes to Jacob's trouble, and then the rest of it will be judged through fire and brimstone. But ultimately, this time is gonna fuck up a lot of Jakes, man. So that's why we can't wait for shit hitting the fan. We ready for Niggerdom to leave, and we're ready for these Edomites, their destruction, man. Right? Hajar Labib, the European Commissioner for Preparedness and Crisis Management, emphasized that the risks vary across member states, from floods and wildfires to potential armed conflicts, but that all Europeans must adjust to a more volatile environment, ready for anything that must be our new European way of life, Labib posted on X. The strategy follows similar steps by individual nations. In June 2023, Germany updated its framework directive for overall defense, a nation contingency plan for conflict scenarios. At the time, German Interior Minister Nancy Faeser said the changes were necessary for her country to arm itself better in the face of Russian aggression. To speak on that preparedness that the lady was talking about, I want to get this. This is 2 Ezra 16, verse 1. Wait, it might be this. Destruction. All right, this is 2 Ezra chapter 16 and verse 1. Woe be unto thee, Babylon and Asia. Woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria. Gird up yourselves, and Babylon is referencing America. For those who don't know, it's Babylon the Great. Gird up yourselves with clothes of sack and hair. Bewail your children and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand. A sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back? A fire is sent among you, and who may quench it? Plagues are sent unto you, and what is he that may drive them away? May any man drive away a hungry lion in the wood, or may anyone quench the fire in stubble when it hath begun to burn? May one turn again the arrow that is shot of a strong archer? The mighty Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai sendeth the plagues, and who is he that can drive them away? Right, and that the answer to that question would be no one, man. No one can drive them away. Once they are sent, and the Lord is going to continue to rain plagues upon America, Babylon the Great, right? And the Edomites, for that matter, man. Ultimately, them as a whole, right? That isn't just talking about the Edomites in America. That's talking about Edomites all over, man. The EU's new plan includes proposals to integrate preparedness education into school curricula, including training students on how to spot and resist disinformation. Why would they be doing this if the economy is good, according to Kamala Harris? In a social media video accompanying Wednesday's rollout, Labib listed essential items citizens should keep on hand for a 72-hour emergency period: non-perishable food, water, medications, a flashlight, radio, power bank, cash, and basic hygiene supplies. Now, it's nothing wrong with being prepared and whatnot, but just remember this, Israel. None of that shit is going to save you during the time of Jacob's trouble, man. The only thing that can save you is your faith and your trust in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Okay? Like I said, though, there's nothing wrong with being prepared or having a little something to the side. Me, myself, I keep a little bit of something just in case some shit goes down, but I know that shit's not going to last me, man. Okay? And I'm not relying on it, okay? It's okay to have, but do not rely on that shit. You have people out here who will rely on a weapon or who have weapons and rely on that, thinking that's going to save them out of Jacob's trouble. And those type of people, you'll see those are going to be the ones who get lost in the sauce, so to speak. They're going to be the ones who do not make it out because their priorities are fucked up. Like I said, though, there's nothing wrong with having those things. Of course, you want to have something that, may get you out of a situation like that. But ultimately, don't think that that's the end all be all, man. That's my point in saying that. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get this real quick and close it off. The Most High's judgment is unavoidable. This is Amos 9:8. Behold, the eyes of Yahweh are upon the sinful kingdom and will destroy it from off the face of the earth, saving that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, saith Yahweh. Okay. Now, ultimately, man, the sinful kingdom is this Babylonian kingdom, right? That is headquartered here in America. It's going to be wiped off the face of the earth. It's going to be a desolation. We just got to keep on pushing this truth and keep on enduring until the end, man. We'll see the downfall of Babylon. We'll continue to see the downfall of Babylon the Great, and that final show, Lord willing, we be at that number. So I'm going to go ahead and close it off there. I know this lesson wasn't necessarily long, but Lord willing, it was edifying to those out there listening and watching. Call Allah Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai Bahashim Harakakurash. Double blessing and honor to the apostles and elders, a great millstone who taught us this truth through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. And until next time, I say Shalom Israel. Shalom.